Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be the part 2 of the first video answering all of the big questions you guys have had about print on demand. Now just a reminder, the reason that I split this video into 2 is because there were 50 questions and that would be a ton of information to cover in one video. So this is the remainder of those 50 questions. There's 25 questions here that I'll be answering for you, and these are really good questions in regards to print on demand. So if you didn't see the first video, it'll be linked down in the description and vice versa. I highly recommend watching both of these videos because you'll learn a lot of information about print on demand very quickly. So before jumping into these 25, I just wanted to say one more time, if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Greg and I like to talk about online entrepreneurship and sharing the resources that I wish I had along my journey. So if you're interested in making money online, feel free to look around the channel and consider subscribing. Again, to all of you guys who are already subscribed and you are returning to these videos, thank you guys for all of the support, the thumbs up, the comments, everything. You guys are awesome. And it's awesome to meet all of you guys and talk to you down in the comments. So without further ado, I want to jump right into these 25 and get you guys some more answers. All right, question number 1 here is how many followers on Instagram do I need before I get my first sale? So this question is coming in regards to the Instagram strategy for getting sales on your Teespring storefront to get your trust score. If that kind of sounds like gibberish to you, if you are new to print on demand, I'll link up a full tutorial for print on demand down in the description that will answer a lot of questions for you there. But to give you the answer here on how many followers you need to get your first sale on Instagram, you actually don't have to worry about followers at all. The strategy that we use Instagram for is using niche hashtags. So we are getting people who don't follow our page yet but are interested in a niche to see our posts and go over to a storefront. With that said, the vast majority of the purchases are going to be impulse purchases. Right place at the right time. This is not actually coming from followers who are brand loyal that are going to follow you for a long time and make a purchase of a design that they really like down the road. So I wouldn't worry about followers at all. I would just worry about posting more great content on Instagram with good hashtags. Question number 2, if you are rejected by merch by Amazon, then what can you do? The short answer here is you can apply as many times as you need to. Just make sure that you're using a new email address every time you apply. In the past, they didn't require you to use new email addresses, but now for some reason they do. So just make sure that you use a different one when you apply. I have heard from many people who have been accepted on the second or third application without doing anything seemingly different. Question number 3, how do you collect your earnings? This is a good question and it's different for all 3 of these sites. So Teespring, Redbubble, and Merch by Amazon. On Teespring, you connect either Payoneer or PayPal for you to be paid, and then all of your profits will build up in your Teespring account. You go to the payouts tab and you can actually pay out to that Payoneer or PayPal account anytime you want. Over on Redbubble and Merch by Amazon, they automatically pay out and give you your money, so you don't have to worry about manually paying out on those 2 sites. Question number 4, text designs or elaborate designs? Which ones do you recommend? So I actually sell a lot of both of these, but with that being said, I spend most of my time now creating designs that have text but also a graphic on them. They're not too elaborate and they're not basic text only designs. These by and large come from t-shirt design templates. So you're going through templates, they have graphics and text on them. That's where I would spend your time creating designs. Question number 5, my upload frequency on Teespring has been inconsistent. Does that affect my trust score? The short answer here is no. You can upload a couple designs on one day, 10 on the next day. It doesn't matter if you stop for a while and upload more, that will have no effect on your trust score. Question number 6, why do I recommend niche specific storefronts? This is a really good question and a really big staple in the entire strategy. Creating a storefront on Teespring and promoting it to traffic over on Instagram, it's super important to be about one specific niche for 2 main reasons. The first reason is over on Instagram, you have to use hashtags to get traffic. By being focused on one specific niche, we can use hashtags that are all about one specific niche. We are going to get in front of people interested in that single niche. Then once those people see our post and go to our storefront, they see that the entire storefront is about that niche. It stays relevant to them and it keeps their attention as they're scrolling through, increasing our conversions. If you make a more general style store that has a ton of different niches in it, it's going to be really hard for you to find proper hashtags to attract people. And then once they get there, they're going to see that there are all different types of topics. It loses their attention very quickly. Number 7, my listings on Teespring are not showing up in the marketplace. What is going on? This is simply because you don't have a trust score yet. Teespring's the only one that has a trust score, so essentially you need to drive 2 to 10 of your own sales. Once you get your trust score, then Teespring starts doing all of the marketing for you and they add your items to their marketplace. Don't be worried about this. In the beginning, if you don't see your items on the marketplace, you can't find them. That's the reason why. With that said, a lot of people worry that they won't be able to get sales if no one can find them. That's where the whole Instagram strategy with the niche storefront comes in. So if you do need to learn how that works, again, watch the full tutorial down in the description. Number 8, can you do all of print on demand only on a smartphone? The short answer here is yes, you can, but it's going to be a little bit slower and not as efficient. I recommend getting a laptop. It's going to be the fastest way because you get the desktop version of all the websites, and this way it increases your efficiency and speed in print on demand. Number 9, I got my Teespring sales. When does the trust score start? So first off, congratulations on getting your Teespring sales. Those first 2 to 10 sales are so important to get the marketing going. I've seen it an average of about a month from when you get those sales to when your trust score kicks in. There is no direct way to check if your trust score has kicked in yet. However, there's 2 ways that you can do this. You can go to the marketplace, search for your listings and see if you can find them. If you can find them in the marketplace, that is a great indicator that you have a trust score on your account. And second, if you go to your analytics on Teespring, you can go over, you can switch it from sales to views, and that way you can see if your views are going up. If they are going up, that means Teespring is doing marketing for you and more people are seeing your listings. Moving along to question number 10, what is the earnings potential for print on demand? This is a great question and I don't blame you for thinking about this early on. However, I wouldn't focus on the money. The earnings potential for print on demand, I would say roughly over the years that I've seen it, I would say is an average of about $1 per month per listing. Now, yes, every time you make a sale, you'll make somewhere from $2 to $15 profit. However, you're not going to sell every item every month. So as a benchmark for making your financial goals with print on demand, I would say an average of $1 per month per listing. Number 11, what is the earnings breakdown from the 3 sites for me personally? That's a good question, and it's a little bit biased because I've been on some of the 3 sites longer than others. However, I would say that Merch by Amazon and Teespring are about tied for earnings, and then Redbubble is definitely below them. With that being said, I have been on Teespring longer than Merch by Amazon, so you can factor that in as well. No matter what way you put it, I highly recommend being on Teespring, Redbubble, and Merch by Amazon because they are all 3 really big earners. This brings us nicely into question number 12, and that is, can you upload the same exact design to Teespring, Redbubble, and Merch by Amazon? The short answer here is yes. All 3 of those sites are non-exclusive, so if you create one design, you can upload it to all 3 of those sites separately. Number 13, this is a great question and thank you for asking it. I don't often talk about it, but it's a really big point. That is, what type of business entity do you have to register for print on demand? The answer here is you don't actually have to register a business at all. Anytime an application or something in print on demand asks for your business name or organization name, you can use your first and last name. You do not have to go out and get business permits or set up a business entity for print on demand. Now, as you start to grow print on demand, I would say somewhere around $50,000 per year, it might be smart for you to start looking into creating a business entity just for your own protection, keeping things organized, and being able to properly make business deductions. With that said, that is not required at all, just something to think about as your business starts to grow. Question number 14, what about all of the other free print on demand sites? What I would say is that I've used a lot of these out there, and I would treat all of the others that are not Teespring, Redbubble, and Merch by Amazon just as backups. I would first put all of your time and designs into the top 3, and then if you find yourself down the road not creating more designs, then you can take the designs that you've created and also list them on the other websites. They are not going to bring in as many sales as the top 3. However, it's just good backups and it helps you diversify even more. Question number 15, where do you get inspiration for new designs? This is a great question, and I just go around, search the internet. Sometimes I'm even in a restaurant and I see something on the wall and I'll jot it down on the notes in my phone. Additionally, I'll go through different websites like Etsy or Pinterest and just get ideas and jot things down in my notes as well. Then the next time that I'm creating designs for print on demand, I just put all of those ideas into t-shirt templates and it works really well. I can understand that this process could be different for every person. However, that's the way that I personally do it, and I can recommend it to you if you want to give it a try. Question number 16, how do you change the order of items on a Teespring storefront? This is something that definitely should be easier. However, if you go in to edit the products that are available in that storefront, you can use the star icon and it will prioritize that item and bring it to the top. If all else fails, you can archive a listing from your dashboard and then reinstate it and it'll go to the top of that storefront as well. Question number 17, are motivational quotes too broad of a niche? The short answer here is yes, unfortunately. I do think motivational quotes is going to be too broad of a niche because it's going to be hard for you to target the right people and then bring them into your storefront and keep the content relevant to them. I think if your niche is motivation, it's just going to be far too general because you're going to get motivated cyclists or you're going to get motivated business owners or motivated yoga people. Motivation spans just a bit too big, so I would focus down your niche a little bit further. Question number 18, how much marketing does Teespring, Redbubble, and Merch by Amazon do for you? This is a great question and they all do different marketing for you, but I'll break it down by monthly traffic to their sites just to put it in perspective of how much traffic they're actually getting for you. Teespring gets roughly 17 million visitors to their site per month. Redbubble gets roughly 19 million visitors to their site per month, and Amazon gets roughly 2 billion visitors to their site per month. All of these people are going to be browsing through the marketplaces and seeing designs. The more designs that you have in those marketplaces, the more views you're going to get. Additionally, these sites do email marketing, they do display ads, they do retargeting. So if someone views one of your listings, as they continue to go around the internet, it will follow them around as a reminder that they saw that product before. But just rest assured that they all have full marketing departments where their sole job is just to get more people to view their marketplace. Question number 19. I have seen designs on marketplaces with copyrighted content in them. Why are they still up? The short answer here is they made it through the filter somehow, and they will be taken down as soon as someone finds out about the content. So just because you see something that is copyrighted does not mean that you should be creating that content as well. Moving right along, question number 20, what is the biggest barrier to becoming a print-on-demand seller? I really like this question, and I think the biggest barrier is actually ourselves. When you're starting a new business, it's not going to be easy, and it's going to take a lot of hard work. This is not just for print-on-demand, but for any new business that you're going to start. It's going to require you to push yourself and work hard, and there's going to be a lot of times that you have doubts about if it's going to work. I think the biggest barrier to becoming a print-on-demand seller is getting yourself past all of these doubts, staying optimistic, and continuing to put in hard work before you've started to see the profit coming in. Question number 21. Can you buy your own items for Teespring to get your trust score? I wish this was the case because it would be so easy for everyone to get their trust scores. However, no, you cannot buy your own items. They will not count towards your trust score. Question number 22, is it possible to profit without paying for ads in print on demand? The short answer here is yes. I'll link up the full tutorial down in the description. It shows you how to do free marketing using Instagram, and you do not have to have a following built up already. So to keep this one short, yes, you can do it without paying for any ads. Just have the right strategy. The video will be linked down in the description. Question number 23, can we use Google Images for our designs? This is a yes and no type of answer. Yes, you can use images that are on Google as long as they are copyright free. No, you cannot just go to Google and search for images and use any of those. You can sort Google Images search results by if they are copyright free. However, this is not 100% accurate. If you modify the image and make it your own or put text over it or just customize that image and the image is copyright free, then you can absolutely use that in your designs. Question number 24, have you found a best time of day to be posting on Instagram? I have tested this, and it's really funny that you asked this because I spent a lot of time testing this and looking at the analytics to see when the best time of Instagram is to post. What I have found is for every page, the audience is different. So the best time that your audience is on Instagram is going to be different for every niche storefront that you start. So the best time to post when your audience is on Instagram is going to be different for every person. I would say just mentally make a note. If you posted in the morning, see how many likes you got. If you posted in the evening, see how many likes you got. Test this a few times and see if you can pick up on any patterns. I wouldn't put a ton of thought into this. I put way too much into it just to find out that it's different for every page. Moving on to question number 25, how do you stay motivated to keep making more designs every day? I wish I had a secret or an easy way for you guys here, but it really comes down to just be willing to put in the hard work and trust that the process works. You really kind of just have to be irrational in the beginning, and you have to just push yourself through putting in work and not getting profit right away. Once you see the profit start, then it's reassuring and then it's easy from then on out. Now, very quickly, there are 3 bonus questions that I want to put in this video, starting with the first one. My design has a white background when I upload it onto a print-on-demand site, and when I made the design, it had a transparent background. What is going on? Just look at how you sent that design. Typically, if you're creating the design with a transparent background on your phone and you're emailing it to your computer, sometimes the email provider will convert that to a white background image. So just see if you can find a part in your designing and uploading process where there is a possibility that it changed from a transparent background to a white background. The second bonus question here is there a free niche finder? This is in regards to niche research tools, and the free one that I would recommend is Merchinformer's free day trial. I know that's not entirely free. However, it's the only one that's using print-on-demand data, so it's the only one that I can really recommend for print-on-demand. The 3-day trial has full functionality, so you'll be able to do as many searches as you want, but that's what I would recommend for the free option. With that said, if you go out and try to find a niche research tool and it's free, I don't know that I would use it just because it's free, because you may not be getting accurate data. So you might actually be hurting yourself by trying to save a couple dollars. So with that said, just use Merchinformer's free 3-day trial. That's where I would start. And the last question here, this is the third bonus question. This is, how do you get more people to your Instagram page? The short answer for you is look at your hashtags. Make sure that you're posting good content about your niche, but then look at your list of hashtags and make sure that one, they are about your niche, and two, they are not about t-shirt or print on demand or anything to that regard. Finding good hashtags in your niche and trying new ones on different posts is definitely a part of the process, and you will find that some hashtags perform a lot better than others in your niche. So guys, just like that, that is it. That is the second video. If you haven't watched the first one, I highly recommend it. Then you'll get the full effect of all 50 of these questions. But hopefully that has answered a lot of your questions. As always, if you have more, let me know down in the comments, and feel free to look around the channel because there's a ton of videos on there that answer a ton of questions in detail. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video.